So how do you plan for retirement? That's a great question, and it's one I'm going to be talking about today, so stay tuned. Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and today's video is going to be a little different. I spent a lot of time talking about different strategies and that, but today it's going to be more of a pensive video, more of a kind of a thinking video, and it's all about how to plan for retirement. To kind of give you an idea where I sit, I'm 60 years old and I'm looking down the road of retirement here. I have saved up a fair amount, but really and truthfully, I do need to save more. For me, and I'm sure for a lot of people who are going to watch this video, it's not a clear-cut case of, hey, I'm done, I'm happy, I'm good, let's go sit on the beach and drink margaritas. It's not that clear cut. One of the factors I'm looking at, and I'm going to just display the factors that I'm looking at right now, and maybe it will gravitate towards you. One of them is, I don't feel that I've got enough that I can do the old, hey, let's go sit on the beach and drink margaritas. I still need to save more money. The second is, my time frame is very small. If I want to retire at 65 per se, then I've only got 5 more years to go. Now, the possibility of me saving enough is highly likely. It's still a concern on my mind. It's forcing me right now to still pay for things like life insurance. And I'll tell you something, when you hit 60, life insurance starts getting really expensive. They don't want to pay out when you die. And they know when you hit 60 and you're getting older, your chances of dying, if you haven't already died, just kind of build and build and build. Also, too, you want to balance the whole work and home life as well. Honestly, I can't ever see myself just quitting one day and never working again. I'd pull my eyeballs out. I was joking with my wife. I said, you know, honey, if I retire, I can never see myself just stopping, because give me 6 months and I'm going to be going stir crazy. And she turned to me and said, give me 2 weeks and I'm going to be going stir crazy. So I think it says it all. So there's that factor as well. Okay, I've got the financial. Let me back up for a second. I got the financial, I got the thoughts and feelings. And the final one is, what do I actually want to do when I hit retirement? And how much is that gonna cost? Because that's an important factor too. You can want to take cruises all that you want, but if you haven't planned for the cost of cruises, then baby, you ain't going on any cruises, and it's as simple as that. So it has been, for me, a difficult journey so far, because I've had to really think about what's really important to me. Unfortunately, this year, 2023 into 2024, has been a difficult year because we've had a lot of big expenses come up. Things that I wasn't planning for, things that I was hoping to starve off until we hit retirement and I could make some shifts at that point in time. Life gets in the way sometimes, and I'm sure you feel that way too. And I'm being real today. I'm being really, really real today, because I think it's important for you guys to realize, and girls of course, that I am not just making stuff up, and I'm not living in a bubble, and I haven't saved billions of dollars or millions of dollars. I'm just like you guys. I'm trying to hammer this out. Let me just think about some of the different plans I've thought about. One of the plans was make hay while the sun shines. I'm sure you've heard that expression. And the whole idea behind that is you are working as hard as you can while you're still physically able to. You can get up in the morning, go do a job. Make hay, baby. Make as much as you can. I think that has merit, but it also has flaws. Because I thought about it. I thought, if I made hay and worked really hard for the next 5 years, I could save millions of dollars. I know I can. What happens when I hit 65? Do I drop dead of a heart attack? Well, what good is that? What good is that? Why work so hard to just be done? And I want to live today too. I want to live today and go do stuff, and I want to go enjoy stuff. I want to pick up the odd toy here and there, and possibly get a newer car one day in the future, things like that. Well, these things don't fit in the same box as what I'm saying. That's one idea. But I wanted to present the pros and the cons. It definitely is a good plan, but I feel that it's flawed in a lot of ways, because, you can make a lot of hay, you can do really good, you can save a lot of money, and you can drop dead. I've seen it. I've watched people do it. And I'm like, that really kind of sucks. I want to enjoy life while I'm getting down this road. I just don't want to have to retire and realize, oh, this is what it feels like to have a holiday. Wow. because I went years at times without holidays, and I hate it. The next plan I was thinking about was more of a hybrid plan. One where I'm being smart about what I'm doing, taking good jobs, banking as much of the difference as physically possible, but still putting aside money and enjoying life. So it's kind of still like the make hay idea, but it's a little more slanted on the side of enjoying life as well, because I think it's really important to enjoy life. It will still force me into a place where I'm going to have to definitively work till I'm at least 65 years old, maybe longer, to be able to save enough, because I'm not going to be able to save as much as if I just went nutso. That's a possibility too. You can take the good and the bad, minimize the bad, maximize the good with that idea, but it still has inherent flaws to it. One of them is you still have to punch in for a long time. 65, 67. I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day, and he's saying, oh yes, financial planner told him that 67 is when he can retire. He'll have enough then. I thought to myself, dude, you are going to be old when you're 67. He's 62 right now. He's still a pretty spry guy. As you march down the 60s, I watch older folks in my church. They hit 70, 75, and they're really slowing down. A lot of financial planners will call it the go-go, slow-go, and no-go phases of life. When you first retire at 65, you go, 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 go. And you hit about 70, 75, and you slow go. You don't go as much. And when you hit about, you're approaching 80, you no-go. You really want to kind of stick to home base, and you haven't got the energy to go do all those things you used to do. So again, the time frame of enjoyment is very, very small. It's going to force me to continue working for a longer time. Now, one thing I have looked at, I have the ability to do remote working because I'm a programmer, and pick up a job doing gigs where location is not important. My wife and I, she is from South Africa, and I said to her, I'd love to go live down there in the wintertime for 2 or 3 solid months. So I'll take laptop and travel with it, pick up a monitor while I'm down there and all the supplies that I need while I'm down there, set myself up or rent a small house or an apartment or something like that, and I'll continue working from there. I'll just have to work with the time zones to make sure that I can work within the confinements of whatever the job requires. So there is that possibility. It does reduce the amount of fun that I can have, but I can still have some fun. There's nothing stopping me if I'm in that phase, if we go down to there, because they're 7 or 8 hours ahead, that I start working very early in the morning, my time there, get up at 6, 7 o'clock, enjoy a coffee as the sun's rising in summertime, enjoy my coffee, do my work until about noon, and go out for the afternoon, and I can get everything done. So there's that possibility too. The third plan that I actually kind of came up with this morning after contemplating about this and letting it roll around in the old noodle for several weeks. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Now, this is from the left to the right, and that is to look at our finances and say, let's draw a line in the sand. Once we've saved, let's say 200 or 250,000, it's not enough to retire. I'm going to be straight up with you. But that's when we put that marker in the sand. And let's say I get to that when I'm 61, 62 in the next year or two. And at that point in time, we downsize severely. We get rid of our house. We capitalize on the capital in our house. We get ourselves into a smaller, like we go buy a condo or a townhouse or a small apartment or rent a place or something like that. Make it so it's very turnkey, very latchkey. You can just lock the door and go. That sort of thing. With that in mind, also look at reducing the expense load, because I know what our expense load is, and it's definitely a lot less than what I'm putting into our budget right now. Probably by about 30 or 40%, because I'm putting a lot of money into savings. So the whole idea here is, in the third option, which is like I said, from the left to the right, from saving everything to saving nothing. Don't touch the savings. Let it build. Let it have time to churn and to make something of itself. Work just enough to cover the expenses at that point in time. The way I look at it, and it was actually kind of interesting, I thought to myself, I know what I can make per hour, and I know what our expenses are. And how it worked out was I could work 3 out of 7 days a week at my going rate, so essentially part-time, and I would make enough to actually cover all of our expenses, but we're not saving a dime, not saving anything. So I thought about that, and I thought, that might actually be a good option. Now, the numbers don't work out great. Again, we need time to be the compounding agent on our funds. Hey, if I'd already saved $500,000, I would be able to do this. I would not think twice about it. I've already got one firm out of close by city here who'd be willing to bring me in and let me do part-time work at my rate, which is great. But the problem here is I don't have that $500,000. I only have just over 200. That's the problem. If we capitalize out on a house, that might turn it into 400. But I will say though, my budget did consider the fact that I was still paying a mortgage. So if I'm still paying a mortgage, I'd still be paying rent, so to speak. So maybe this has got a little more meat to it than I realized. Maybe there is a little more validity to this plan than I realized. But it is just another idea. There's just so many different ways you can spin this. The one thing I would say to you, though, if you're coming up, even if you're a younger person and you want to commit yourself to the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, or if you're older like myself and you've got to really kind of think about your retirement, I think it's a valid thing to look at all the options, look at all the ideas, all the options, what you can do, and what does this look like? Like I said, today's video is a little different. I hope that if you've enjoyed this video, normally I ask you to subscribe and everything, but today I'm going to ask you to share it with your friends. That would help this video out because, to be bluntly honest with you, a lot of the videos I do on YouTube are really orientated towards what people are looking for on YouTube. This video isn't. People are looking for this information, but I don't think this is be a highly viewed video compared to a lot of the other videos on my channel. But I just felt it was such an important video to make, because these are questions that I'm sure that you are asking, whether you're 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, I don't know. But I think these are really valid questions, and I wanted to say to you that you're not alone. And it's not an easy decision. It's easy to go to a financial planner and have him go, "Oh, there you go, you're good to go. Work till you're 67 and you're good." Yeah, the numbers might work, but they don't work for you. And I think that's what I'm getting at here. You got to think about the numbers. You got to think about life. And you got to think about you and your family. What does that look like? What am I going to be doing? I don't know. I'm sure that I'll be working for the rest of my life, but in a capacity that I'm going to enjoy, where I'm not working my little brains out. My biggest fear for the longest time was I would never want my wife to be left penniless. I die and she has nothing. That's one of the reasons why I bought lots of life insurance. I won't lie, I was a little paranoid when I was younger about dying early of cancer, because a lot of my parents died of cancer very early. I had a lot of life insurance, and I still do carry a fair amount. I carry enough, what I believe, to shore up everything if I do pass away at this point in time. But I want to make that go away too over time as I save more. If you have any comments on this video, leave them. I like to hear what you have to say about it. I'd love to hear what you think about what I've just said. And like I said, if you do anything, share this video today. Share it with your friends, your family, somebody you care about. Even if you're younger and you watch this video, share it with your older parents if they're still around. And it's not for the numbers. I really care about letting them get as much information as I try to provide in all my videos, so you can make sound financial decisions. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it was not too far off the beaten track. And I hope it wasn't just all about me. That's not my purpose here, but I did have to use myself as a soundboard to let you think about what I'm thinking about. Maybe you're thinking about it too. I don't know. Frank Thomas, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Another video should be showing up here. I did another video earlier this week that talks about the dividend snowball effect. And it's actually a pretty good video. I'd recommend you take a look at it. Thanks for joining me today, and if you go over there, we'll see you over there. If not, have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.